Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of Royal Black and Elite. I'm Lady TrenettWilson. I'm always so honored that you could join me. Take some time out of your schedule. So, hello and welcome. Today's class is going to be about a man named Daniel Kaluuya. And if you are a person who's watched any movies in the last 10 years, you perhaps know this gentleman. I wanted to talk about him and lecture about his career and also give a little bit of update about some rumors that kind of came out about 2022, 2023, around him being involved in a cult and being kind of controlled by someone. So let's talk about it. I thought this was very interesting because I had wondered what happened around this. And so now we're going to know. Another thing is this man here, I mean, we have seen him in so many movies, but he is not American. So that is another discussion that people have is we have so many people from other countries in our movies, when we don't really know who they are and what they're doing, but we know this brother laid down some great performances and he's given a response to these rumors that he's in a cult. So let's talk about his life. So he was born on February the 24th, 1989, in London, England. His parents were actually Ugandan, and they had immigrated there to England. Now, he was raised primarily, however, by his mother on a council estate in Camden, while his father lived in Uganda. So his father didn't assimilate there to London. Now, that separation shaped much of his early world view. So he had a blend of British culture, but he also had his East African identity. And so he knew how to grow up in, posh backgrounds and a little tougher backgrounds. And I think you see that in his face. This man is absolutely beautiful, black, and gorgeous. I mean, he is so handsome. And I mean, just the true, just all those African features coming out, those beautiful eyes, all of that beautiful skin. So from a young age, he was already acting. He had his first whole TV show at only 13 years old called Skins, but he actually wrote his first play when he was only 9. So he has been acting for quite a long time there in England. But of course, I don't care where you're from. If you're talented, you're talented. And the brother was talented. And we have to all admit, none of us knew he was from a different country just based on how he spoke when he was in those shows, kind of like Idris Elba. Until you hear him speaking in his dialect, you don't even know that he too is from, in London, England. So very, very interesting that these men who look very Afro American are black, and they are black, but they certainly are from different countries. So he was acting in this show. It was on British television called Skins. He not only acted, but he also wrote several episodes. So he is a prolific writer. And so he's behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. So he was acting, but then he caught the eye of a Hollywood agent. And that's when he broke out, and we began to know Mr. Kaluuya when he played in Get Out. He played a man named Chris Washington. Who could ever forget that movie? It came out in 2017, 8 years ago today, now, but it still hits the same. It was such a great movie. And some people say he's in a Get Out situation himself right now. And how ironic it is that he would play a psychological thriller like this and then be accused of being in the same type of situation in his real life. So very interesting. Also, some would say, man, to get these parts, these are some major roles. Get Out alone was major, but because the man who made it, Jordan Peele, wasn't really known for that yet, perhaps it was a little easier for him to get it. And he won many awards also for his performance in the movie. He won an Academy Award nomination, he won the Golden Globe nomination, and the BAFTA Rising Star nomination. So he did well. So the next great movie that we see him in is a movie called Black Panther. Who could forget him in Black Panther, where he played Wakabi, and he turned against the Black Panther, and he had those big rhinos. What a great movie! Now, rumors are that Dandris Eldris will be playing the Black Panther 3. So we are rooting for him. He really kind of looks like it, don't you think? I think he's cute too. So hopefully, maybe he'll be able to do that. Now, the next movie was called Widows, where he played this villain. I never even saw that one, so definitely check that one out. And then Queen and Slim. I didn't like Queen and Slim too much. It was like a modern day Bonnie and Clyde. It was kind of, I don't know. There were some moves that were made in that movie that I thought, why would she do that? And people wouldn't do that. So I didn't really too much care for that movie. But he was in Queen and Slim. So you see what I'm saying? Look at all these hits, one after the other. Now, were they hits because he was in them? Why Black American actors didn't get a chance to play in these? Just curious. But I mean, I have to admit, he did a great job in these movies. Would y'all put it down below? What do you think? Comment down below. I mean, I know he's not from America, but wow, he did a beautiful job on these movies. And there are so many foreign actors in movies. We don't know who all they are. So he played that. Now, one of the movies that I thought he was fantastic in, and I thought one of his best performances ever, was in The Judas and the Black Messiah. That's where he played civil rights leader Fred Hampton. He won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He won a Golden Globe Award, a BAFTA Award, and a SAG Award. So, I mean, just fantastic, just absolutely fantastic. Now we also know that he played in another movie, and I didn't really like this movie too much. He played in that movie Nope. And from the first 2 minutes, I said to myself, "Nope, this movie is not good." And that was another one of Jordan Peele's movie. And then he also has his own production company called 59%. So as you can see, this man has had a wonderful career. So for them to say that he is in a cult was kind of interesting. So I said, well, what are they talking about? Well, rumors came out and stories came out that this $20 million man, yes, I did say he is worth $20 million, had fired many of his closest people who were telling him what to do, his advisors, his managers, all of these things. And this, because he was following, this was reportedly by the New York Post, and it was because he had hooked up with this lady named Nilla Salima Muhammad. Now, she calls herself Air Holiness. And evidently, she was on all of his sets and giving him advice, and he wouldn't make a move without her. Now, of course, he doesn't live in the United States. He lives in England. So, we don't know what's going on, why he fired all of these people. He says he didn't. And so he's coming out swinging. He said these things aren't true. In fact, he just signed a contract with the new management company. So he's not going nowhere. He's not going to stop acting. They said that they were introduced to a friend, and that she was on set for spiritual guidance and covering. And she would also give him supplements. Is he in a cult? I don't know. I think we'll have to watch to find out. I do know that he's been in a relationship for quite a while with a lady who was working for his company, 59% Productions, named Amanda Critchlaw. And they've been in a relationship for quite a while. So I'm sure, Amanda probably did not want him cavorting with this Air Holiness. So let's pay attention to the story, see where it goes. He says, listen, y'all, I'm an actor. That's all I am. But there is some, scuttlebutt. I always say where there's smoke, there's fire. So if these people are saying that he was firing them and that this woman was on the set, then she probably was on the set. But did it go as deep as they thought that it went? We'll have to find out. So I want to thank you all for joining me for another great episode of Royal Black and Elite. I hope that you enjoyed today's lecture, learned a little bit more about Mr. Daniel Kaluuya. Do you like his movies? Are you one of those people who have seen Get Out? Have you seen, which one is your favorite? So I hope you have a good day. Thank you for joining me for another great episode of Royal Black and Elite. Now click down below, continue to learn about some of our great history, and don't forget, hit like, share, and subscribe, and leave your comment. And if you don't mind, could you hype the video? Y'all know Lady T out here swinging against these algorithms and these bots. This is a real lady you're talking to right here, and I am just honored that you would take the time to listen to my lecture. So, have a great day.